two people, like I am, will end up having lots of leftovers. So yesterday we roasted a chicken, so a whole chicken. And today we've got some leftovers, and I've got some, what do I have here? 2 drumsticks, some wings, some of the white meat from some of the breasts, and then some thighs and some more drumsticks. So this is my chicken, and I'm going to transform it into a chicken stew with dumplings. Something warm, satisfying. The weather's been so great for the last couple of weeks, really sunny, really warm, and then all of a sudden, over the last 48 hours, it's just gone to beep. And it's a little bit cooler, which is why I have my little sweater over my shoulders. It's a little bit cooler, it's just really dreary, and I really fancy something satisfying. Plus, my husband's not feeling all that well, so I'm sure he'll appreciate something a little bit warm, a little bit more satisfying, and certainly comforting. So join me as we create a chicken stew with dumplings from scratch. Right guys, so let's talk about the rest of the ingredients. So I've already spoken about these things, the chicken. I've got some rosemary, some thyme, I've got a leek that I'm going to chop up, some shallots, a can of chopped tomatoes, some mushrooms. I don't actually like mushrooms, but my husband does, so a red pepper, and I've got a red chili. I'm going to give it a little bit of heat in my little jar. I've got some garlic, love the garlic. We're going to then make use of the flavor zone, so we'll probably go into the herb section and maybe a little bit of paprika for good measure. And there's some English mustard, which I may use. I'm not quite sure yet. I've got, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Let's get cooking. So I'm gonna get rid of the top bit of my leek and slice this in half. And always, always, always make sure that you give it a good wash, because oftentimes with leek you'll find grit in between. A good wash, give it a shake, and I'm just going to slice them thinly. So the leeks are going to form a base of flavor for the stew. Now, in typical stews, you would make use of the trilogy of stews or bases, and that includes leek, celery, onion, and carrot. But I actually used all the carrots yesterday, so I don't actually have any carrots, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, next up, my shallots. And for the shallots, I actually want to keep them fairly large, because they're going to act as a sort of vegetable. And so I'm just going to peel them. Okay, and an easy way to peel so that it doesn't fall apart is to leave the end with the stems on. Like so. Shallots are the easiest allium to peel, to be honest. I find like it just comes apart a lot easily. This is my chili. I'm not looking for a particularly spicy stew, but I just wanted to add a little bit of a kick, a little bit of warmth through it. So I'm going to add the chilies, but I'm going to remove the seeds. I'm just going to slice it lengthwise again, and then give it a fairly fine chop. Right, those are my chilies, and I want some garlic. So this is quite a big head of garlic. Wait, I'm going to use 3. As you can see, I'm not afraid of garlic. I love garlic. Garlic is life. Some people might even think that we're trying to ward off vampires. Alright, so my garlic, I just want to finely slice. If you want to learn more knife skills, don't forget to subscribe to our members only site, which is called the Sunday Cook Kitchen. And the Sunday Cook Kitchen is basically a resource center, a virtual kitchen, as it were, but a resource center with lots of tips. So tutorials on knife skills, kitchen management, of course recipes, lots of new recipes that come out on a weekly basis. So great fun. Back to my mushrooms. Never wash your mushrooms. You only just need a pastry brush or a little soft brush and brush off any grit or dirt that you see. I mean, these ones are fairly cleaned, but there you go. Alright, with my mushrooms, I'm just going to quarter them. We are going to start making the stew, and after we've put all the ingredients in this, oh, it's the ice cream van. Once we've got everything in the crock pot, then we are going to make the dumplings, and those are really easy. Right, follow me to the crock pot, people. There you go. Okay, so crock pot or casserole dish, heat on, a fried egg on top, and so delicious, so delicious. Okay, make sure you pick all the bones. Sometimes you might find little needle bones like that. You just want to take those out because you don't want to cause an accident. Okay, watch your mushrooms. So I purposely brought the temperature down to low because I knew I was going to be dealing with the chicken at the same time, so I don't want to burn anything. Okay, so chicken pieces are done. Okay, perfect. The wings. The wings are great. I love chicken wings, and I'm just going to get the bigger chunks of meat out. But what I'm going to be using these is to extract all the extra flavor that comes out. So I'm going to add those to my mushrooms now, but we will be taking them off. We will take them out. Okay. And usually you'll notice that when you store an already cooked chicken, especially like a roast chicken, that at the bottom of your bowl or your dish, this gloop looks really unappetizing, but it's actually just the juices of the chicken, of the cooked chicken, and it's turned gelatinous because of the collagen content that is found in the bone. And don't get rid of it. You want to use that because that is flavor, my friends. So I'm going to reserve this. And I'm actually going to add some water to it in a minute. Okay, so the rest of my ingredients are ready. I'm going to flip you guys around, and I'm going to add my yeast. I'm going to add my chilies and my garlic. I'm going to allow my meat to sweat. So sweating means that you're not looking for color. You're agitating, you're mixing them constantly until they start to soften and they just become a little bit glossy. And if you add a pinch of salt, the salt will draw out will help draw out the moisture, and that will help sweat faster. If you're pressed for time, That's what I would do. I can see a piece of chicken. Okay, right, I'm gonna get rid of this. So I'm gonna keep stirring. So I've got my chicken wings in there. Again, you're not gonna see them at the end because I'm gonna fish them out, but they do contain a lot of flavor, so that's why they're in here. And the meat that's left on the bone will eventually fall off, so that's okay. And here you can see that my vegetables are hot. Sorry, my leeks are nice and soft. Okay, red pepper. That's gonna go inside. If you have olives, like black olives, you can add those in. That's quite nice because it'll give that little salty edge to it. Slightly Mediterranean kind of vibe. This looks like it's pretty happy. Add the chicken. So this is nice, as it should be. I'm gonna put half a can of chopped tomatoes. So that bowl that had the chicken, and I showed you the gelatinous sediments at the bottom, it's basically my chicken stock. I'm gonna add that on top. If you've got a bottle of red wine opened, or if you'd like to open a bottle of wine, you could add some wine in here, red wine preferably, because this is quite a rich. So you can see the bone is already, from the wings, there's already started to come out, so that's good. So we're gonna bring this to a simmer, but first we're gonna add some aromatics. So I've got some fresh thyme here, and I'm just going to remove those little leaves. I've got some rosemary. So the rosemary, I am going to chop them. So I've got the rosemary in here, and then 1, 2. So I forgot to break this one up. Now, when it comes to seasoning, because this is an already cooked product, where if you saw a recipe yesterday, you will have seen that we've seasoned it quite generously. You shouldn't really need to add too much seasoning. So you may need to just, top up with a smallish pinch of salt and pepper. Okay, right, so I've put back the shallots. Let this cook for a good half hour to 45 minutes until it really starts to bubble. And now we're going to be working on the dumplings. So we are going to make the dumplings. So for the dumplings, you will need some all-purpose flour, and I'm going to be using some rolled oats. We're going to be echoing some of the flavor components that are already in the stew. So we're going to be adding some fresh thyme and rosemary, which I've chopped finely, and some finely chopped and then some cubed butter. So in terms of quantities, what you need is a cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, so that's about a cup. Add this to a bowl. A cup and a half, sorry. Okay, and then we are going to use a 1/4 cup of rolled oats. We're going to add all of our herbs. Come on. We're going to also add some seasoning. So I've got some flaked sea salts. Add a nice little pinch. I also need a pinch of black pepper. I'm gonna add my cubed butter, and my butter is really cold, but it's cubed so that I can bring it together into a dough. It's kind of the same technique as to when you are making a crumble. Okay, so get everything mixed up. Let me move this around so you can see. So I'm just going to rub the flour, the oats into the butter. And again, it's exactly, if you've made a crumble before, the crumble topping, exactly the same method. And you should start to see a texture a bit like compost, like soil, you know, when you get it out of the bag. So now that you have this sort of consistency, you're probably wondering, but how am I going to make dumplings out of them? So it's really simple. All you need to do is you just need to add a touch of lukewarm water and just start mixing it together bit by bit. Bring it together until the crumbs basically start to form bigger crumbs. But you don't want to make it too wet because then you'll end up with a batter, which is not what we want. So the pieces have become a little bit larger. Okay, right. At this stage, what you want to do is you want to start forming your dumplings. Okay, we don't want to knead it too much, but what we do want is we want little balls about the size of a golf ball. Right, and so now I have 4 dumplings. I love dumplings, they're the best thing. So those dumplings are going to go straight inside my pot here. So we're gonna put one here, put one here, put one here, and put one here. And we're just gonna let them sit on top, and that steam is just going to peekaboo. That steam is just going to cook them through, and they'll be nice and light and fluffy, delicious. Right, the alarm has gone off. It is ready. Let's unveil. Doo-doo. Ooh. So, yep, these are looking great. They've actually expanded in size, so that's exactly what we wanted. Okay, I'm gonna be able to take out the chicken wings because they've done their job of imparting flavor. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna taste for flavor, make sure that the seasoning is right. Again, because the chicken is from yesterday and it's been well seasoned, I don't expect to really need to add more salt, but I may need to add a little bit more pepper. Hi guys, and welcome back. Did you have some leftover roast? Did you? No. Silly question. Let me start again. I don't get the texture. I'm the Sunday cook. We didn't cook me. Yesterday we cooked